the Director of Solutions and also my co-trainer. And please, even more importantly, who made this possible? The most amazing, rocking, biggest, glorious, heartful wellness center in Dubai. Can we please give a big hand to Illumination? Yay! And I'm sure that most of you have been in Illuminations and maybe already taken up courses there. So typically online trainings always start at least 10 minutes late. So before we begin, you didn't tell me that I'm not, you see me?
Yeah, I'll just spotlight you because the Dr. Doris is where you're probably going to present from.
No, no, no. I'm somehow at Conscious Solutions. I don't know how it happened. Doesn't matter. So maybe you can help me with what kinds of things you have already done at Illuminations. Has anyone taken up some session, like a healing session or something like that?
Radhika.
Or
Yeah,
maybe a course or
yes,
hypnotherapy?
I did the level 1 hypnotherapy.
Level 1 hypnotherapy, Radhika. Very good.
Yeah.
Have you seen me at Illuminations? Have I seen you there?
No, I
Okay.
spoke to you regarding NLP earlier.
Oh, you did. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. On Zoom, no?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I live in Goa, but I come to Illuminations and to Dubai every 2 to 3 months for 2 to 3 weeks. And Stella, what do you know about Illuminations?
I just did the introduction to hypnotherapy recently. That's all I've done. I'm doing a lot of other things at the moment, but it's on my radar to do some more.
All right. And you are from England?
Originally, yes, but lived in Australia for a long time, but I'm in Abu Dhabi now. So
Abu Dhabi. I love Abu Dhabi. One of my trainers is there and I always go by. And then we have Lara. And one of you is Lara, and one of you is probably the sister or the girlfriend.
Actually, I got recommended by a friend and I told her about it. And so we are together in the same place. So I've already have an email from you guys. We've worked on NLP together. We are life coaches and we were recommended by you through a friend. And this is how we got the
Link.
website, the link.
Very good. And Lara, may I know? Oh, I don't have anyone of you in this and sign up. May I know your friend's name?
I'm Lara.
And my name is Lu'lu'a, but they call me Lily. Lu'lu'a. They call me.
Loa.
Yeah, Lu'lu'a. L-O-U.
Oh, that is such a nice name. Where's that from?
We're Lebanese. I'm Lebanese Palestinian, and Lara
I'm
is Lebanese.
Loa. Can I call you Loa?
Of course, if it's comfortable for you, for sure.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. And Lara, if you don't mind, just for the best way of passing on information, because we will send them some of the slides and the landing pages, etc. Could you please give your WhatsApp number into the Zoom for Mr. Greene to write it down, please?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Very
And
good.
yeah, I'll send
And,
you to.
and Radhika, we have now Syed Akbar. Akbar, you are so welcome. How are you tonight? May I please see your video at least for just a second, because then I can better relate to you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Hey,
hi.
Akbar. Oh, that is
My
Sena.
name is Zainab. Yeah, my
Zainab.
husband name is Akbar.
But your husband is also there, Syed Akbar?
No.
Oh, then you have two, you are in with two names?
No, only one name. I guess they also register and we also register from here by mistake.
Oh, okay. I think I'm talking to Sena. Can you
Yes.
open your video, please?
It's on actually.
Okay, so then there's one person called Sena. Zayed Akbar, can you please open your window?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 second.
Thank you, Akbar. And then Joyce Amar. Very good, very good. I am excited to speak to you about fear and, of course, how to handle and overcome fear here tonight. Hey, Gularana! Welcome, welcome. And it is such an important theme because fear is a very common emotion. Fear is something that is brought to us by conditioning because as children, because our parents are not enlightened or goddesses or angels, of course we got scolded, of course we got criticized, of course we got made wrong. And as we got made wrong, fear arises. And in fact, stress and fear go hand in hand because all the three of these phenomena, stress, fear, and anxiety, go along with raised adrenals. So basically, we are getting this heightened heartbeat, heightened heart rate, flushing, huffing, puffing, sweaty hands, color in our face, and fear is what dominates this world, unfortunately, more and more, because upon research, psychological research, and research in neurolinguistic programming, we are overstimulated. So we see so many movies every day. We see so many pictures every day. We listen to so many messages every day. Medias are going and going and going. And so there is an overstimulation for at least 80% of people, they say. Now, some of us meditate many hours a day. Some of us know very well how to balance our nervous system, how to balance our overall self, and then fear arises less. But for someone living a normal life, going to work, most people overwork, having maybe not the right work-life balance, fear can arise quickly, easily, and here are several fears that I first want to show you so that you can work a little more concretely here today. It is your benefit that this group is so small because we can literally, however open you feel to open yourself tonight, directly address whatever you are dealing with, and I can more specifically help you. However, let's go into a little overview of fear first. I'm sharing my screen. So here are 4 tips that we will go through tonight. first we want to understand fear more correctly. Is everybody with me? Would you like to understand better what fear is? Can I see hands? Thank you. Or thumbs up. Yes, thank you. Then would you like to be with me in learning how to interrupt the structure of fear? Can I see hands? Can everybody hear me and see me? Gregory, I have a little hesitation. Is something wrong with the internet?
No, you're fine,
No?
Doris.
Do
No.
you experience hesitation?
No, we can clearly hear you.
Okay, then it's only me. Number 3, build your positive states of mind. In neuro-linguistic programming, very different from psychotherapy or many other therapeutic or healing methods, it's not only about eliminating, it's not only about taking something away or taking out, it's about doing something about it and replacing it directly. So, who is curious to design some states of mind and emotions here tonight that will help you and that will be with you hopefully forever? Can I see again thumbs up or hand? Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Thank you, Zainab. Thank you, Radhika. And then the 4th tip from NLP is past belongs in the past. Fear belongs in the future. Most of our fears relate to the past. So now let's look at what fear comes along with. Sometimes fear has to do with regret. Sometimes fear has to do with frustration. Sometimes fear has to do with hopelessness, with guilt, with shame, with disappointment, with loneliness or survival, helplessness, emptiness, uncertainty, and fear can be followed by, now let me describe this a little better. So like, let's say we are stuck by fear, we are surrounded by fear, we experience a lot of fear, then a consequence of it can be that we are alone because we don't even feel like relating because of the fear is so big. Another consequence of fear can be negativity, helplessness, humiliation, embarrassment. And some of the things that we then do is we depend ourselves to either another person. So we hold on to another person in a way that you could say it's enmeshment, it's too strong relationship attachment that is negative, not positive. And then, of course, consequences of fear can be addictions and can be overeating. Now, what kinds of fear can we have? So, for example, fear of public speaking, fear of relationship, really fear of love or fear of intimacy, fear of losing, fear of losing money, fear of not having enough money, fear of losing people, overthinking about someone may not live anymore. What do I do when this person doesn't live anymore? Fear of shopping malls, fear of animals, fear of snakes, of lizards, of heights, of flights. There's so many different fears. And maybe I have not mentioned all of the possible fears that we know, either in ourselves or in others, could you please name another few fears that you know or you know your loved one or someone you know has?
Fear of exam.
Fear of exam, exactly.
Fear of attention, when sometimes
Fear of
you
age.
feel that, you are the focus.
Fear when you get too much attention, does it mean like fear of social fear?
Maybe, yeah. When,
Social fear?
yeah, my sister has that.
Yeah. So mainly she's fine to be with one person, but she's not okay if there's like lots of people, right?
No, she is okay when there are lots of people, but when too much of attention, like in the group, when they are asking too many questions or chatting with her, she feels a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay.
Fear of taking risks.
Fear of taking risks, staying and then staying safe, but not feeling good about staying safe, correct?
Staying in the comfort zone because
That's
afraid of
yeah.
disappointment or afraid of losing something or afraid of failing in something. So you tend to stay where you are so you don't develop as a person. So I think that's a huge fear that a lot of people tend to
Yes.
have.
Fear of
failure.
failure. Fear of not being good enough.
Yes.
There's this idea one is not good enough, and this idea only arises because of we compare, and so we experience what is called fear. Zainab, what is a fear that you know?
When I want to speak up in front of public, so that is my fear. I mean, at that time I feel fear. It take time me to become feel comfortable.
All right. Okay, I think Gregory,
Yes.
Zainab is also not with us. Could I please rely on you helping that everyone who is in here is either on the list that we have received or will give their WhatsApp number in the chat?
Sure. Got it.
Okay. Okay. So just be to the person and ask them for their WhatsApp number because I'm going to send you something. So how do you know that you have fear?
I'm working out.
When you're not comfortable with something.
You're not comfortable with something, and Stella takes a deep breath. You don't even want to think about it. I promise only 1 or 2 more minutes. It's an uncomfortable feeling. It's a horrible feeling. It's a terrifying feeling. So in neuro-linguistic programming, we look at the body. So in your body, I want you to be more aware because it really helps. Who knows fear goes along with higher heartbeat? Who knows that fear goes along for you with higher heart breathing rate?
Depends on the fear.
Or depends, sometimes stopping to breathe nearly or lower breathing. Very good. Who knows fear goes along with sweaty hands or sweating body temperature change, rushing in the face, blushing. And just some people experience as if it feels like a strangling. Some people feel as if it's very heavy on the heart. And some people scrunch their stomach or scrunch within their digestive system. Who knows any of that? Very good. Very good. Any other thank you, Zainab. Any other physical symptom that you are aware of now as you are thinking about it?
Sweaty palms, biting the teeth. I've seen people literally just uh, jerk, and because they're uncomfortable being in the new
Shaking.
environment. Yeah, I've seen all kind of physical reactions. Fluttering eyes. I've seen a lot of physical reactions from my clients when they're out of. Someone said when you're out of your comfort zone, and it's a fear, and there's that physical response.
And of
They
course,
drink.
on the larger scale of behavior, it would be, we already started with shaking or waving, moving away from, and then how does it reflect in our face? Certainly not with a smile. With mouth corners down, tension in the face, ripped open eyes, covering up the face. Exactly. What else? So now I'm not speaking about this to bring you into fear. In fact, we want to only touch on the fears and then focus on the 4 NLP tips that will help us to succumb it, to transform it, to get out of it. However, it's good to be aware of the physical symptoms, because simply when you feel it coming on, already that can be a signal and an indication for you to step out internally. Okay, this heightened heartbeat is coming on. Let me take a deep breath and step aside. Okay, this sensation is coming up. Let me not believe in it and release it. The first NLP tip. Are you ready for the first NLP tip? Fear does not exist. Fear is made up by the mind only. So when you understand fear, I would like for you to know that fear can only come when your brain makes a negative picture. Typically, people who are good at creating the emotion fear either make pictures from terrible things that have happened in the past, or they make the worst picture of what can happen. A picture of the house is going to burn down, a picture of my boyfriend is going to leave me, a picture of somebody's going to lie to me, a picture of somebody's going to steal from me, a picture of I'm not going to get the job, a picture of I'm not going to make the exam, a picture of I'm failing, because guess what? Before your body shakes, sweats, has higher heartbeat or higher heart rate, a message needs to go from your brain to the rest of the body. Is that correct?
You got it.
So how does this message come from the brain to the rest of the body? It comes in form of the pictures that you make inside. Now, some people are aware of their inner movies and some not. Some people know I'm having pictures inside and some not. Don't you feel bad? It's very normal. Just begin slowly, slowly to enter with me into the world of NLP and begin to understand. So now, as you think about it, are you aware that your brain makes pictures or movies, either in black and white or in color, either nearly snapshots that are still or fast running movies? Can I see again hands? Who is aware of the pictures or the movies that happen inside? All right. And so now, as you think about it, that is the only fact about fear. It is not the snake, because some of us are afraid of snakes and some not. It's not the exam, because some of us have fear of an exam and some not. And it's not the social environment, because some of us are able to be relaxed in a social environment and some of us are not. So can I please get your understanding that the fear has nothing to do with the external trigger? This is a deep understanding that you get right from the beginning. So you think it is the other. You think it's the social environment. You think it is the snake or the lizard or the exam or the height or the flight. It's obviously not the external situation, but it is what you made of it. So fear is made by your mind only. It does not exist. Does that make sense? Very, very good. So let's look at some ideas here. Basically, fear lives in your limbic brain. And we have to use our neocortex to get out of the fear. Can you please, everybody, take your hand and touch the back side of your skull and say, this is my limbic brain. Say it out loud. This is my limbic brain. And when I have fear, my blood is rushing to my limbic brain. Can you say that? When I have fear or stress, blood is rushing to my limbic brain. And don't you know, it's as if you are blank or as if you cannot think anymore. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
So now you also have a neocortex. So can everybody please touch this part of your skull and say, this is my neocortex. And this is your job, to make your blood flow to your neocortex, because your neocortex is full of creativity. Why do we humans have the biggest neocortex of all creatures in the world that exist? Because we have language and we can think and we can talk and we can self-talk. So many of us don't want this negative self-talk, of course, correct. But in NLP, you will learn how to create a positive self-talk, how to make your conversation with yourself reasonable, rational, wonderful, simply creative. Whatever you can create to simply leave the fear behind and step into another state of mind is what we are going to do. Hold on, I wanted to show you another slide, which is number 2. Sorry, my mouse is stuck. Give me just 1 minute. So sorry, 1 moment. So basically, any emotions we have, and specifically our fears, are built of our inner stories and inner movies, and that creates the physiological response. So we don't have to work on not doing the exam. We don't have to not go into the social areas. We don't have to avoid the snake. We have to learn how to regulate our inner pictures and our inner movies. Let me do one little exercise with you. After this slide, I would like for you to be motivated to really change whichever adrenal symptom or fear you may have because of the consequences it has on your future. When we carry fears for a long time, it may damage our self-image, our self-worth, our productivity, our relationship. And if you don't do anything about your fear now, just imagine how it will grow with its negative consequences in 3 months from now, in 1 year from now, and into the future. Let this be a motivation change. So, we want to learn how to interrupt the structure of fear. So far, does everybody believe, or can we please have a little discussion? Does it make sense to you that I'm telling you fear is made of the picture in your mind or the movie in your mind? Can everybody say yes to it? And it is your unique mind who makes these pictures or not? But as these pictures happen, you can change it because you can change any, and everything that happens inside of you. Nobody else can change it, only you. And you can influence these inner pictures. The first thing we want to do is we want to be aware and we want to notice. So as soon as you are either aware of the heightened heartbeat or the sweating or the shaking, sometimes we are even already aware before we have to go to that boss, and already you are starting to think about the fear. You are tomorrow night is that social event, and you are already beginning to sweat and to feel bad. You know this or that situation is going to happen. I had 2 months ago a client who knew that in 2 years she has to do the nursing exam. She thought of that nursing exam every single day, and every single day she gave herself that heightened heartbeat and that heightened heart rate. Who knows what I'm talking about? That exam is not even there. It is in 2 years from now. And now, because of, we could say, this fallacy, we get stuck in the limbic brain, but we have to use our neocortex. Let that be, again, a speech that we say out loud so that you will remember it forever. Fear means my blood is stuck in the limbic brain. Can you say that one more time, please? Fear means my blood is stuck in the limbic brain. Then would you please say, I am committed for my blood to flow into my neocortex. Please say that very loudly. I am committed.
I am committed
To flow into the neocortex.
from blood into flow into my neocortex.
My attention should be here because I can interrupt it, I can change it. Mere recognition can do a lot and I can re-imprint it. So the first thing is I notice. You have to notice. Yes, you have to be aware. How can you change if you are not aware? So can we please practice one response together? Kularana, you know it. Can you help me teach it? So as soon as you are aware, would you please take your right hand, pat yourself on your left shoulder and say, I noticed.
I noticed.
This fear is overcoming me. I noticed. Okay, one more time. Right hand, left shoulder. I noticed.
I noticed.
And now say, I noticed. Very nice, Radhika. Good, Stella. Good, Gularana. Say it with a smile because in this moment already some change happens. It's not the cure yet. I'm not giving you all the solutions yet. But if you simply do this, right hand, left shoulder, I noticed, and say it with an excited voice and with your mouth corners up. Oh, it's already a big breath. It's already a big revolution, isn't it? So interrupt the structure of the fear. Now, if you are aware, Lara was giggling and laughing when I talked about the pictures that the mind makes. So when you are aware of that picture, who is ready to learn how to influence that picture? Okay, let's just, out of mere fun, people go to horror movies. I always say, I'm not going to pay for fear. You go to horror movies in order to have an emotion of fear? So let's do something fun. Would you please imagine a monster? Just playfully. Playfully in your mind, draw a monster. A monster that maybe looks ugly, it has big teeth, it's huge and strong, it could take you and smash you. So now, do the following. Can everybody see a monster inside? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, do the following. Is it true? Sorry, I have one more question. Is it true that that monster is in color? Yes, because only when it's in color can it have such an effect. Only when it is moving can it have such an effect. Zainab, are you with me? Mm-hmm. Don't look at that monster too long. Hold on, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And now, would you please take the color out and make that monster black and white? Reducing, Radhika? Effect reducing. Now, make that big monster very small. I want you to make it very, very small. So now, you see, our Zainab, that was a nice smile. So now you see the monster in black and white and very small. And guess what? Don't allow it to move. Make a snapshot. You know when you make a picture and it's just one moment frozen? Can I see hands? Who can do it? Black and white, small, picture frozen. Oh. Now, what happens with the fear of the monster? Can you still feel fear? No, it's so simple. It's so simple. Now, I'm telling you it is simple, however, it has to be practiced. By me telling it to you tonight, some of you will be able to immediately apply it in a way that it works. Some of us have to practice this a little more. There's many things that we can do when we influence the fear movie. So we can, for example, influence the fear movie also by who sees the monster in front of you. Now, already, make it in black and white, make it smaller, freeze it, and now put that picture behind you. And in fact, would you please throw it several yards behind you? Several yards, very far away. Now, please tell me who can still feel the fear. So let me give you a little bit of history of neuro-linguistic programming, may I?
Mm-hmm.
So the fear cure was one of the first NLP methodologies that made NLP very famous in California in 1980. I think Richard Bandler and John Grinder developed this phobia cure already in 78. But before, they had it written down and they had the audience and they would publicly work with fear and trauma. It took another 2 years. And then they did big audiences where they did a 5-minute method, just like I did with you right now, but it has several more steps. You learn it in the NLP workshop. It's 12 steps. So you have the movie running forward, and you have to run it backwards. Then you do it in black and white, and then you do an overcast of a very fast, colorful movie with a very funny sound. So basically, it works with the creativity of the neocortex. It designs certain patterns that 99% you cannot have the fear back. You cannot have that feeling back. And these demonstrations were done in front of up to 300 people, and one person after the other person came onto the stage with Richard Bandler, who is the creator of neuro-linguistic programming. He's over 80 years now and does not come more than 1 hour in some of his workshops. His trainers work now. I am a Meta Master trainer of NLP and an owner of the Society of NLP on the same level like Richard, even though he is 15 years senior to me. And one after the other, he cured the fear. Snake fear, cured. Preparation, somebody was there in the back with a real snake, came on stage, showed the snake, and the person was laughing. Then somebody was afraid from war of sounds. Only the sound of a bullet would bring raised heartbeat. Who is aware of post-traumatic stress disorder? And guess what? He had little test apertures there. For example, a sound machine that made that bullet sound. And after he cured the veteran, this soldier from the Vietnam War, after he cured him, in about 7 minutes, he fired the sound with the machine that he used as a test in the background. See, this was in 1980. There was not digital telephones where you just click and then the sound is made. It was a little more complicated. So he created that sound and the person was sitting in his chair. I never forget. Totally relaxed and said, "You cured me. It is gone now." Because for 15 years after the war, every weep at least once. He heard a loud sound and running back to the veteran clinic and getting another dosage of psychotics, of antidepressants. That's how it's cured. And he just did a 7-minute NLP technique. The man knew it was done. The man was confident he had interrupted the structure of fear. Another element I would like to show you here is, so now who is aware that it's not even the fear itself, but it's the fear of the fear. So because fear is creating such an uncomfortable feeling, unfortunately, it's a limbic response. Limbic response means animal response, means it's as if we have no choice, but we have choice because we are humans and because we have a neocortex. So what happens is we resist it. So would you please playfully take one hand and push your other hand and resist? What I resist persists. Can you say that? What I resist persists. So if you are afraid of the fear, then even that being afraid of the fear is stronger than the fear itself. Needless to say that one simple element in the structure of fear is accepting it. Okay, I'm having heightened heartbeat right now. Okay, it is uncomfortable for me to go through an exam. Okay, I don't like snakes. Okay, I don't like to speak in front of audiences. Okay, I am uncomfortable when I get a lot of attention. Okay. So can everybody please say, what I resist persists?
What I resist persists.
And I transform resistance into acceptance.
And I transform resistance into acceptance.
And I say, I accept.
And I say, I accept.
So you are taking the charge out of this neuro pattern. An emotion in NLP is simply called a neuro pattern. Okay, everybody clear with that? Interrupt the structure of fear, got it?
Yes.
So we shake it off, we say, I notice, we transform resistance into assistance, you make it small, black and white, you send it to the back. Oh, I gave you 3-4 little techniques to interrupt the structure of fear. Now, key number 3, NLP tip number 3, build chosen states of mind. So here are some ideas of resourceful states of mind. Because fear is not like you just drop it. Because see, it had a strong neuro intensity. So many thoughts were going around it. So many feelings in your body was arising. So in order to successfully handle it, we need to look at what do you want to feel instead? And that is the programming part of neuro-linguistic programming. Analysis is not doing this. Analysis is simply not enough. I don't even want you to find out why you have the fear, because that's endless. Maybe your mother had it and then your grandmother had it, or maybe it's because of that horror movie you saw, or maybe it's because of this story. These reasons are endless. What works is replacing, because your mind, your internal processing doesn't like to just let go or take something out. It would like something else instead. Let me see hands. Does this make sense? Very good, very good. So here you have a whole list of resourceful states of mind. Would you please read them for yourself? And then I'm going to ask each one of you to choose one that particularly will work for you, for what you have thought before tonight was your fear. So which of those resourceful states of mind would you like to choose? Gularana, can you start? And then maybe Ruzai?
Resourceful state of mind. Dr. Doris?
Yes.
Dr. Doris, can you repeat it, please? I didn't get it. What are you
Did you
asking
say,
about?
are you able to see the slide, resourceful states of mind?
Yes, I have seen.
So you choose one. So when you think of anything that before tonight gave you heightened heartbeat and you thought it was a fear, we already know and understand fears don't exist. They are made up by our inner movies. So now, would you please choose one of these resourceful emotions that you will from now on feel instead?
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction for Gulnarana. I write it down for you. What would you like to feel instead, Ruzai?
Peace.
Peace. Very good. And Stella?
Fulfillment.
Fulfillment. Wonderful. And Radhika?
I'll choose powerful. Powerful.
Powerful. Yes, because fear makes us feeling like a victim or helpless. So powerful is a good one to choose. And Zena?
Confidence.
Confidence. Thank you, Zena. Bravo, bravo. And Joyce?
Gratefulness.
Gratefulness. Very good, very good, very good. So now, would you please just focus on many resourceful states? I will, can you please make a photo of this slide, Rosai or Gregory, and send it into the group?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And this is only a beginning of the list. I would like for you to add 100 more words of resourcefulness, or at least 10. At least 10. So make a list and make the list very long so that you have lots of choices. And now you have to practice a little bit. Would you please practice this emotion? Satisfaction, peace, fulfillment, gratefulness. And would you please practice it and practice it and step into it and step into it and make it so big that it is 10 times as big as any monster could ever be, that it is 100 times as colorful as any horror movie could be, that it is much, much more sounding like a wonderful song that you attach to it, something that you hear. Maybe a sentence you can make. I am moving towards greater satisfaction. I am allowing more and more peace in my life. I am treasuring fulfillment. I am practicing powerful. I say again and again, powerful. I am powerful. I'm feeling more and more powerful. I am growing powerfulness. Say something nice, something strong, and change the picture in your mind, because that picture is real. That picture is what you are supposed to feel. That picture is what you are supposed to experience. Can I see hands if you think this is true? We humans are not supposed to feel fear or anxiety. We are supposed to feel good. Naturally, we are happy. We have just been misconstrued of our conditioning and of letting the mind run us instead of running our mind. Letting a fear run us instead of diminishing the fear, interrupting it, and replacing it. Now, key number 4. So, in the beginning, we already said that fear is either a picture or a movie of something horrible that happened. Like, let's say a woman is afraid of violence because the father hit her horribly with a stick, with a leather belt. So that woman doesn't even remember, because often the subconscious protects us by not allowing these memories, right, Radhika? And we have to go into hypnotherapy in order to find out what is the truth. And so the past belongs into the past and behind you. This woman, because she had physical violence in her childhood, is afraid until she came into my coaching session of being beaten up, by the husband. I mean, she was so afraid that she nearly created situations to be beaten up. This fear took over her, and it was not real because the husband never has beaten her. Who understands what I'm saying? So can everybody please take both hands and say, the past belongs into the past, and send it onto your left side, far into the distance. The past belongs into the past. It's not now, and it's not real. And would you now please make a picture of yourself with these resourceful states of mind: satisfaction, peace, fulfillment, powerful, gratitude, and so many more aspects. Yes, I can see, Stella, you can see it. So dignity, raising a little smile, shoulders up. So go into the physical position of this positive state of mind, of this resourceful state of mind, and then take that picture and bring it into you. Take the picture of your wonderful, resourceful, relaxed, satisfied, peaceful, grateful self, and bring it into yourself. You can touch your throat, your heart, your belly, wherever you want to touch it, but please take your hands and say, I bring the future into now. I bring my future wonderful self into now. One more time, everybody, would you please say it loud? And reach out with your hands, look into the future, up. I bring my wonderful future into the now. Oh, you are not saying it loud enough. Say it loud enough and with fun, with joy. I bring my wonderful future into the now.
Bring my wonderful future into the now.
Yay!
My wonderful future into now.
I want to hear it from Radhika. Very good. And Stella?
I bring my wonderful future into the now.
Good. And Joyce? Very, very good. So you have received the 4 tips of NLP to bring yourself successfully into action, and this time to learn. So you have learned 4 tips, and of course, there's many, 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 many more tips that you can learn with NLP. Here we have all together gone through. Can we read it out loud together? Tip number 1, understand fear. Tip number 2, interrupt the structure of fear. Tip number 3, build positive states of mind and believe them. That's the real me. That's how I should be. And tip number 4, past into the past and wonderful future into the now. Very good. And I was wondering, who thinks this was great learning here tonight? Very good. Who feels very, very differently about what you thought was your fear? And carefully listen how I say it. I say what you thought was your fear. Because remember, fears don't exist. They are made by the mind only. And I would like to invite you to join us for more learning. So if you want to learn more, Gregory will help us with some more information, and also I think we have the banner of the 24 and 25. Can we display the banner, Gregory? So you can do a small step or a step. The small step is 24th and the 25th of August are 2 days of neuro-linguistic programming, and they are called the NLP Foundation. And that's enough. You can simply decide you do those 2 days, check it out, see how you like it. You know, how is the feeling? How is the group? How is it to listen to Dr. Doris for 8 hours and jump around and do certainly lots of fun things. And then you can be certified as an NLP practitioner and NLP life coach, not this one, as an NLP practitioner and NLP life coach And that is 5 days. That was a good banner. Can you show it again? Then you would do 24, 25, and 30, 31st, and 1st of September, which is the weekend that follows. So in Illumination, my trainings are only on weekends because not only people who want to change personally. It's okay, Gregory. It's all right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. And not only people who want to personally change, but also professionals come because it increases performance, because it increases your skill levels. And on the 30th, 31st of August and 1st of September, we go into motivation and communication because NLP is rich of tools. So now, open for any questions.
I went ahead and put the link for the 2-day foundation into the chat. So if anyone has any questions.
How about the landing page for NLP practitioner?
Sure. Give me 1 second. I'll put that in there.
So make sure that you copy and paste it somewhere where you have it afterwards, because I understand as Zoom finishes.
Here's the landing page. There you go.
All right. So this is pretty much most of the information